I find myself in a situation where, once again, I have to make a video to explain a situation and to give an answer to someone who has been basically bringing me up a lot lately. And I feel like I need to publicly talk about it again, even though I thought that this whole thing was over. I feel like it's best for me to actually bring it up publicly one more time just to clear the air and let everyone know what's going on.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Pig Roach Gazette. So, DSP has threatened Keemstar with a restraining order. According to Phil, Keemstar has been harassing Phil, and he just wants nothing more than to be left alone. Unfortunately for Phil, he has no legal standing in this particular venture. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
All right, so since last year, Keemstar has been trying to contact me. He's been publicly tweeting about me, threatening me, and saying I absolutely must contact him or else. I did have a little bit of back and forth conversation with him in DMs on Twitter. He even made a series of little cutesy mini videos about me, discussing me from time to time. Oh, very flattering videos, by the way. And after having some discussions with him in DMs, I said, hey, let's talk further via email. He refused. He wanted to actually talk to me on the phone. Now, I found that kind of forward. I was like, whoa, well. All right, well, the thing is, I kind of had to give him my number because I'd been doxxed years ago.
You've doxed yourself, DSP. There's evidence to prove that.
So if I didn't give him my number, he was going to have it anyway. I told him specific times to call, to have conversations. He didn't call me at those times. He was calling me instead at other times that were very intrusive to my life and my work schedule and things. It's kind of weird. I specifically said, hey, I'll be open to talk during these times. Please call. And instead, he kind of invaded my private life and tried to call at other times, which was really weird. And at that point, I basically kind of ignored the situation, figured it would go away. It didn't. He continued to keep tweeting about me, talking about me, wanting to talk to me, wanting to get me, involved in my life. It was kind of disconcerting, to say the least. I think, at least in the last couple of months, I've pretty much made it abundantly clear that I really didn't want to talk to Keemstar. But then he interjects himself into an interview that I'm having on Side Scrollers that has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with him. And he's still following me around, essentially tweeting about me and saying all this stuff. But what you guys don't know is that it's actually escalated a little further than that. All right, so basically, today, I started receiving gifts. I got a bouquet of flowers showed up to my house. And by the way, it was a very beautiful bouquet of flowers from Keemstar.
Okay, DSP, you started receiving gifts from Keemstar? Go ahead and show us. Show us these gifts that you got from him, or it didn't happen.
The thing is, I have allergies. And so when they showed up, I was like, oh, this is actually a really bad idea. My eyes started to tear up immediately. I started to get sneezy. I was like, oh, this is bad. Obviously he didn't do his research here. So I did have to discard the flowers. He also did send some delicious gourmet chocolates. And let me tell you something, for those who don't know, I'm a chocoholic. And so when those showed up, regardless of the situation that I am trying to avoid the guy, the chocolates are here, so I ate them. And man, they were absolutely delicious. But still, not interested. But then finally, the thing that kind of, was kind of the big deal maker for me, he sent a ginormous box of EL fudge cookies.
EL fudge cookies? Wow. Keemstar must really be trying to win you over, huh, Phil?
All right, now, we all know that those people that live in that hollow tree with Keemstar there and him, they're just experts at this. This is what they do. Those other Keebler elves and him, they're really good at making cookies. So I used to eat EL fudge when I was a kid, and I was like, man, I can't let these go to waste either. And I started picking out, and I realized, wait a minute, what am I doing here to myself, right? I thought I made it abundantly clear, but I guess I didn't. So now I have to make this video specifically to say publicly, directly to Keemstar, as well as the rest of the internet, I will not go out with you, Keemstar.
I'm sure Keemstar has no romantic feelings towards you, Phil. Your delusions are funny and not funny at the same time.
All right, I'm sorry. I know you're interested. I know you've been trying now for about a year, and you've been really, it's like real try-hard mode. I get it. You know, I've been there when I was younger. I had a crush on someone, and I was kind of like trying to totally get her attention constantly, and it didn't work out for me.
Sounds like whoever this woman was dodged a bullet when she rejected you.
By the way, just so you know, I am married, all right?
Phil, the fact that you are implying that Keemstar is gay is pretty insulting. In fact, it's very insulting that you would even sit there and imply something like that. He's going to get you.
And so I'm just not interested in you, man. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry I ate your chocolates. I should have probably just rejected them. I couldn't help it. They were so delicious. But anyway, the funny part is, obviously, everything I'm saying here is a joke. But I swear to God, with how the situation has gone in the last year, it's kind of creepy at this point. All right? Like, you might say, why is Darkside Phil making another video about Keemstar? Does Keemstar live rent-free in his head? No, he won't stop talking about me. He's still talking about me again today, even though I made a series of announcements on this very channel in the last few days stating I want nothing to do with this man. He can't seem to get it through his egotistical head that I don't want any association with him. I will never work with him under any circumstance. He doesn't seem to get it. Like, it's kind of like a stalkerish person who's trying to go out with someone and won't take no for an answer and just keeps trying. Like, no, I don't want to work with you, but there's a chance. No, there's no chance. I still don't like you. I still don't want to work with you. I don't think that you're ethical.
Yes, there it is. One thing we can always count on you to do, Phil. We can always count on you to play the hypocrite card.
What? Like, have I not made it abundantly, straightforwardly clear? Again, it's like the mindset of a stalker that won't take no for an answer. He keeps talking about me. So now he made a tweet overnight saying DSP now has 48 hours to publicly apologize to the Lol Cow cast, and then he can be on the show again. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you deaf or stupid or both? Okay? Wow. You know, I really feel at this point, and I wish I were joking, I'm starting to get scared. I'm starting to think I should contact someone about getting a restraining order against this guy.
Getting a restraining order over something so silly is a bit extra, don't you think, DSP? But in any case, you have no case against Keemstar. He has not harassed you. He has not stalked you. He has not sexually harassed you. He's done nothing to you. His only crime is asking you to be on his Lol Cow podcast for $50K, which you declined.
Like, he won't take no for an answer. I've said it a million times. I want no involvement with Keemstar whatsoever. All right? None. I don't want nothing to do with this man. I want him to leave me alone and stop mentioning him, stop considering me for a show or any projects. I want no business relationship whatsoever with Keemstar ever in my entire life. Done. And when I'm dead and buried, I don't want you digging up my body for things either. Or when I'm burned and I'm cremated, I don't want you trying to get my ashes. All right? I want you away from me. I want nothing to do with you at all.
Phil says that he wants nothing to do with Keemstar at all. And he has mentioned this before, but yet he keeps talking about Keemstar. He keeps bringing it up. All he has to do when somebody brings up Keemstar in his chat is just ignore it. That's really all he has to do. But Phil won't do it because Keemstar has real estate inside of Phil's head, just like so many other people.
I don't understand why this guy keeps bringing me up. I don't get it. I'm at a loss. It's, again, the only thing that I can think of is that I'm the only person in his entire life who's actually told him no. That I don't want to do anything with him. And he can't handle that. He can't handle the fact that someone would say no, especially someone like me who he knows I could use money. It would help me. But I have morals.
It's not true.
And some people say, oh, you can't swallow your pride. There's a difference between swallowing your pride or actually having an ethical code that tells you don't do business with this person who does things you don't stand for. I don't like the way that he operates. I think he's hurt people.
Yes, there it is.
What did I say about that hypocrite card, Phil? What did I say about that hypocrite card?
I even hear more stories. I keep hearing more stories about how he just started a new show called the Keemstar Show. And apparently within a couple of months of the show running, one of the hosts wanted to quit and he gave him a hard time, and now he's slandering that person. It's like, wow, here's a case in point. Something he just did, a business relationship that fell apart, and now this guy's being destroyed by Keemstar because he has a business relationship with him. So how would that be a good example of how I would want to go into business with someone? I'd be nuts, right?
Speaking of business, Phil, you have a business degree, and look what you've done with it. Nothing.
So, listen, again, Boogie and Wings can do absolutely whatever they want, and they can find a third host for the show. I don't care. I want nothing to do with a lol cow cast, and never did. Any show I was going to have involvement with wasn't going to be like that. It was going to be a serious show with serious topics where we have some self-respect and treat each other with dignity, not call each other lol cows and act like assholes, okay? So, I hope now, after publicly making this video, and I certainly hope everyone will share this video. Share it with the whole fucking internet.
Don't worry, Philip. We will. We will. Have no fear of that.
Let them know. I, Phil Burnell, Darkside Phil, am making it known. First of all, I don't want to go out with Keemstar. I'm married and I have no interest in him whatsoever. And number two, I want no business relationship with him whatsoever. None. No relationship at all. Leave me alone. Don't mention me. Don't bother me. I'm going to stay here and make content for my audience, and I want nothing to do with you. I'm publicly stating it as clearly and concisely as possible. All right? So, do I want to be on the Lol Cow cast? Well, let me think about it. No. No, I don't want to be. All right? At all. I'm telling you as abundantly clear as I can make it. I want nothing to do with it at all. There's no circumstance where I'm going to change my mind. There's no circumstance where it's worth the hassle, the trouble, and being stalked all over the internet. All right? I'm done with it.
And I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video there, as DSP just regurgitates the same ish over and over and over again for several minutes. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. DSP threatened Keemstar with a restraining order, and he ranted about him for several minutes over nothing. DSP also went on to say that he is not a lol cow a couple videos ago, even though we all know that he is. But it's only going to be a matter of time before he rants about Keemstar yet again, because as stated before, and as we all very well know, Keemstar has real estate in DSP's head. So it's only a matter of time. Leave a comment below, drop a like, let me know what you think. And as always, this is the Pig Roach Gazette, signing out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.